Okay, this is going to be a very short video on thoughts about how many vines to plant and a bit about your vineyard layout in consideration to your own property. So first of all, how many vines? Mature vines are not commercially productive at least until 4 years, and 6 years is at the optimum growth period. And then you may be growing those vines for 20 plus years. The production levels will change over time. As the vines get older, those production levels will get lower. However, you can get anywhere between, it depends on your pruning and the number of clusters. We'll get into that more when we talk about vineyard, about pruning. But you should produce between 5 and 20 pounds per vine. So if you're a backyard gardener, you can figure out how many pounds of grapes that might be. You can get anywhere from one vine from between a half to a full gallon of wine. The 5 to 20 pounds per vine is roughly translated into 2 to 6 tons per acre. But these estimates will vary, as I mentioned, and will depend on the variety, the spacing, and the quality of the grapes that you're looking for in terms of production and your pruning practices. Okay, vineyard layout. Very simple. Survey your vineyard site. Figure out what row or vine spacing you might need. We'll come back to this in a moment. Adjust your row spacing to equipment size. Ideally, in our northern climate at least, you would orient your rows in a north to south direction. This will maximize light interception and capture early morning sun in the east side, and allow for shading to occur based on our leaf pull practices on the west side in the hot afternoon sun. So you'd like to create a schematic illustrating all your line posts, your spacing, your irrigation lines, as well as where your water source is coming from. This would be a typical vineyard layout, something between 6 and 12-foot rows. It depends on the equipment. If you don't have any tractors, then you can get as close as 4 feet. But if your 8-foot tractor doesn't fit in your 6-foot rows, that's due to poor design. So you have to work that out in terms of your equipment. As I mentioned, 4 to 6 foot vine spacing is probably what you would like to do. Years ago, they used to do 12-foot spacing. You'll get bigger, larger vines, but you'll have less production per acre. I've seen as close as 2-foot spacing on vines, but again, this is very intense and competitive interactions between the vines, and I think most people are planting in that 4 to 6 foot range. And with that, you can get something between 600 to 1,800 vines per acre. So all things considered, vinifera is a very highly adaptable species that can be grown in a wide range of environments. Through the use of rootstocks or not, pruning techniques and water strategies, quality wines can be made. Regarding rootstocks, we at this time do not plant with rootstocks because of the cold temperatures that we get that can cause dieback. So if you're considering using rootstocks, just realize if a cold spell comes, you may lose your scion, and then the only thing that will sprout up will be your rootstock, which will not produce the kind of grapes that you want. More research needs to be done on this here in our area. At this point, nobody has done any research on rootstocks. This is something that's sorely needed in the future. With that, I hope you found this short video beneficial. We'll talk to you later. Bye.